Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for Connecticut Firefighters Piping Drums and a presentation of colors by the Bridgeport Fire Department. Honor Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem will be sung by Pump Engineer Daniel Russo of the Bridgeport Fire Department.
Arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
I'd like to call up Reverend Castillo for the opening prayer and invocation.
We're going to pray, and we know that the Lord is here with us in this place to bless each one of you and your family. We're going to pray. God of heaven and earth, giver and sustainer of life, we thank you for the privilege of coming before your presence. We want to present to you this great event in the life of each one of the participants. I present to you the Honorable Mayor Gannon, the Honorable Chief of the Fire Department, and all the personnel that together we then work so hard to protect our community. I present to you all that on this day, in fulfillment of their hard work, dedication, and compassion, are received this award, and I pray that you will protect and bless them. I present to you their family, and let them know that you will take care of them and all that dedicate their life to the save other. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. The Lord bless each one of you.
Firefighter Mike Candela, will you approach the podium to read off the Bridgeport firefighters who have died in the line of duty?
Honor Guard, present arms.
Firefighter Wilbur E. Judd, 1894. Pumper Engineer John Kampf, 1898. Lieutenant Philip D. Haggerty, 1911. Lieutenant David J. Haggerty, 1924. Firefighter Michael J. Daly, 1926. Firefighter George R. Bray, 1936. Firefighter George J. Hummel, 1938. Chief Thomas Burns, 1940. Captain John W. Doolin, 1944. Assistant Chief Thomas J. O'Leary, 1944. Firefighter Clarence F. Beardsley, 1945. Assistant Chief William C. O'Malley, 1947. Chief Martin J. Hayden, 1952. Lieutenant Henry Latanzi, 1971. Firefighter William Keogh, 1973. Firefighter Nicholas Ariema, 1978. Captain Francis Federici, 1982. Captain Albert McGovern, 1983. Provisional Lieutenant William Hathaway, 1986. Firefighter Walter Flintz, 1999. Lieutenant Stephen Velasquez, 2010. And Firefighter Mitchell Bake, 2010.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Bridgeport Fire Department 2018 Award Ceremony. Thank you for coming, and at this time, I'd like to introduce the Fire Chief, Richard Thode.
We're all one big happy family, so if people need to squeeze in and squeeze in the back, that's fine. Good afternoon, welcome. We're honoring quite a few firefighters today. We haven't had one of these ceremonies in about 5 years for a host of reasons. I'm very happy to see many of our senior members, but I'm really happy to see a lot of our newer members. We worry about tradition being carried on. We worried about this new breed of firefighters. And the fact that so many of our members with only 1 or 2 years on the job are here today really speaks volumes. I also want to extend a special notice to many of the firefighters who couldn't be here today because they're working. We're a 24/7 organization. It's not like we can shut things down to come out for an event like this. If you ask any of the firefighters about any heroism or anything like that, they'll kind of give you the aw shucks routine. Oh, it really wasn't me, it was because my team was very good. If I was at the front of the line, somebody else would have done it. It's that type of humility that all firefighters possess. And I just want to, if you indulge me, I just want to tell you one quick story. A little while back, we heard about one of our firefighters who you'll see in the book who's honored twice. Somebody got word to us that something had happened at Beardsley Park while this guy was off duty. And they go, you got to call him up here and find out what's going on. One of the few pleasures in life that the chiefs have, the deputies and myself, is to grab a rookie and have him report to the chief's office and not tell him why. So of course the union calls, does he need union representation? Told him, relax, relax. We called the kid up, we let him sweat a little bit why he was there. We said, hey, did something happen at the park? He says, oh yeah, you know, I was walking through the park, I hear this commotion, I run down by the bridge, there's a mother there, her small child had fallen in the water, and if you're familiar with where that little bridge is, it drops off right away. The child was floating away, he tried to reach with a stick, he couldn't get to the child, he ends up in the water, he actually goes under the water as the child goes under the water, rescues the child, pulls the child out of the water, runs up to his car, gets some warm clothes and blankets and whatnot, wraps the child up. EMS comes, they check the child out, and he's okay. The deputies and I are standing there, jaws on the ground. We didn't hear about this? He goes, oh, Chief, it's no big deal. This kind of stuff happens to me all the time. All the time? He goes, oh, yeah. He goes, 6 months ago, I'm shopping in the store. I hear a commotion in the next aisle over. I run over. There's a mother holding a young child. The child's turning blue. He's choking. What'd you do? Oh, you know, I took the kid, gave him a couple back blows, coughed up a gobstopper or something. Child pinked up. That was the end of it. This is what we're talking about. These are the kind of people that the fire department attracts. That he thought nothing of the fact that he had saved 2 lives in less than a year, and he had barely started his firefighting career. These are the kind of people that we have working for us today. These are the kind of people that we like to see come on the job as we start our new recruitment efforts. And I couldn't be more proud as a fire chief of my people, but more importantly, as just a fellow firefighter, to see that so many people that wear the same patch that I do so many great things. So I just wanted to thank you all for coming out and supporting your firefighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Joseph Ganneman.
So it's, of course, my individual honor and pleasure to join you. And after hearing Chief Thode, who does such a wonderful job with a bit of humor, but really bringing home the message of what we're here for today, to honor, to recognize in the form of an awards presentation, valor and bravery, draped with humility. And not humility like, oh, I really don't want to be recognized. Just kind of normal, everyday individuals who decided at one point in their lives that maybe being a firefighter would be a rewarding, honorable, certainly challenge, profession or career. Understanding in the backdrop of that was going to be, at the very least, being called to go into respond to or going into a burning building at some time or another, probably repeatedly throughout the course of their career. And there, and meeting people at the most challenging moments, perhaps, of their lives as their answer to the call, maybe to save life or property. So for that alone, just in the general, forget about individual acts of courage, of bravery that are going to be acknowledged today. I would, Chief, to you, to the whole department, and all that are here, the families that support them, give them one preliminary round of applause of thanks. Thank you to all that are getting awards here today, all that have taken up the task and the torch of serving, and for what you do every day. And so Deputy Chief leaned over and I said, I didn't get a chance to look at some of the individual kind of facts or events, but as was talked about, saving lives from drowning, delivering babies, all, I guess, these fine individuals would tell you is all in a day's work. Well, for your day's work, mine can be challenging, as I'm sure everyone in the audience here and individual lives have challenging, but your day's work can take on the type of challenges that are probably unforeseen, unthought about by the rest of us. You meet the call time and time again. For those individual acts that are be honored today, thank you for your service. Godspeed. Continue to do God's work. Thank you so much.
I'd like to recognize this afternoon President Rosenberg, the head of the Board of Fire Commissioners, and any council people who may be here. And also I notice Chief Freeman from the Hartford Fire Department. Welcome to Bridgeport today. Today we're going to get started with the first presentation, which is Firefighter of the Year. Each of these Firefighter of the Year recipients have shown and displayed dedication and concern for the citizens of Bridgeport. Their unwavering passion and efforts on and off the job shall be celebrated here today and are long overdue. Firefighter of the Year for 2013 is Pump Engineer Mike Kamzik. Pump Engineer Mike Kamzik is a 20-year veteran of Bridgeport Fire Department. Currently, he's the Secretary and Treasurer of the Bridgeport Fallen Firefighters Foundation and is deeply involved in the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Mike also does a lot of late work to kick off the Fill the Boot campaign, which raises thousands of dollars each year for MDA. And if that's not enough, he's also the account representative for the Police and Firemen's Association. Congratulations, Mike. Firefighter of the Year for 2014 is Firefighter David Rivera. Unfortunately, David could not be here today, but Firefighter David Rivera has proudly served this country in the military for the past 27 years. He was an active duty member in the United States Army for 7 years. Firefighter Rivera joined the U.S. Air Force Reserves in 2003. He was deployed to Peru in 2004 to participate in health and welfare operations. Firefighter Rivera has been recognized by the Air Force Reserve Command with the national title of Airman of the Year in 2007. The Air Force Surgeon General presented him that award. For the past 8 years, Firefighter Rivera has been dedicated to the Bridgeport Fire Department Christmas Fund, along with the other members at Engine 12. This fund provides gifts, food baskets, and Christmas dinners to over 50 families in the city of Bridgeport. Congratulations. Our next firefighter of the year will be Mr. Fire Marshal Henry Polite for the year 2015. Fire Marshal Polite is a 30-year veteran of the Bridgeport Fire Department. He's transitioned over to the Fire Marshal's Bureau and rose up through the ranks and was sworn in as Fire Marshal this past June. His duties include community fire safety, code enforcement, supervision of fire inspectors' investigations. Fire Marshal Polite has been working hard to rebuild and update the Fire Marshal's Division, which has been hit with many retirements recently. Fire Marshal's Division is currently inspecting ongoing projects in Essex of $750 million. Congratulations, Mr. Polite. Firefighter of the Year for the year 2016 is Lieutenant James Buck. Unfortunately, Lieutenant Buck could not be here today. Lieutenant James Buck is a 24-year veteran of the Bridgeport Fire Department and is currently the safety officer on B shift. Lieutenant Buck also is the department's information technology specialist, and if anybody knows Buck, Buck knows IT. His expertise has been instrumental in bringing the department to a higher technological level. Lieutenant Buck also assists the department in companies with computer support and security, managing hardware and software, communication, networking, and solving problems. His work with Firehouse Software and the NextGen dispatching system has been invaluable to this department in the city. Lieutenant Buck also represents the department's interest in monitoring the pension fund. He continues to put in countless efforts of his own time to make Bridgeport Fire Department safer, more efficient, and better serve the community. Congratulations, Lieutenant Buck. Firefighter of the Year for 2017 goes to Captain Nicholas Esposito. Captain Esposito is a 19-year veteran of the Bridgeport Fire Department. He's currently the captain of Rescue 5. Captain Esposito spent many years as an officer on Ladder 5, where he taught and mentored many firefighters the art of the ladder company. In 2017, he was assigned to the Special Services Division to work on 3 projects. The new mobile portable radios for all divisions, updating city maps, and company redistricting for the NextGen dispatch program. Esposito also wrote the Peer Fitness Grant, which the department was awarded recently. Countless hours were spent accomplishing these tasks. Today, we're much better, much more efficient because of his efforts. In writing the Peer Fitness Grant, Captain Esposito has been able to achieve a level of health and wellness that this department has never experienced before, falling in line with his long-standing position as a member of the Bridgeport Fire Department Safety Committee. Captain Esposito is one of the most respected and dedicated, hardest-working members of the Bridgeport Fire Department. Congratulations, Captain Esposito. Our next presentation will be the Citizens Award. This award is intended to recognize any civilian who performs an act of bravery or assists during an emergency in the city. It is intended for non-Bridgeport Fire Department members and can include AMR and Bridgeport Police Department members who gave above and beyond the call of duty. This award can also be presented to a person who has helped the Bridgeport Fire Department with grants, donations, and securing alternative funding or assisting with implementing a program. At this time, I'd like to call up Firefighter Darnell Tobin, Fire Commissioner James Meritorious, who who unfortunately could not make it, Mr. Joseph Santos, and Nancy Kingwood of the Greater Bridgeport Area Prevention Program. Ladies and gentlemen, just to give you a little history behind Mr. Joseph Santos and Nancy Kingwood. At a structure fire September 4th, 2014 at the corner of Wayne Street and Terry Place, Fire Commissioner Meritorious and Joseph Santos arrived prior to the fire department enter the home and remove an elderly occupant. These men acted with no prior training or protective equipment. Their brave act saved this elderly woman's life, and for that, we congratulate you, Mr. Santos. And Nancy Kingwood is a member of the organization better known as GBAP. Mr. Kingwood coordinated the donation of over 400 doses of Narcan to the city of Bridgeport. This donation dramatically increased our ability to deal with the opioid epidemic that is facing this country right now. So I want to thank you again, Ms. Kingwood, for coordinating the donation of over 400 dosages of Narcan. Congratulations. Our next presentation will be the letter of recognition from Chief Thode. The letter of recognition is given to an individual who demonstrated courage, personal involvement, and provides assistance to a person or persons faced with a threatening situation. This recognition is also given to members who perform volunteer community service. This award can be awarded to members of the Bridgeport Fire Department and civilians also. Our first certificate of recognition goes to Assistant Chief Harold Clark, Captain Armando Cora, Captain Everett Wallen, and Lieutenant Shane Porter. These four officers being recognized here today help prepare some of the most recently promoted lieutenants and others that are currently on the promotional list to be better prepared for the promotional process, which we all know can be extremely grueling. The sharing of knowledge, skills, and ability is what this service is built on. Congratulations, gentlemen. Our next recipient for a letter of recognition is Lieutenant Darian Penix. Lieutenant Penix has and continues to give back to the community by spending time in the Bridgeport Public Schools, mentoring children on his own time. Lieutenant Penix is also a product of the Bridgeport community and sees a lot in himself in the children that he mentors. Congratulations, Lieutenant Penix. Our next recipient is Firefighter Gregory Pryor. Unfortunately, Gregory Pryor could not make it here today, but Firefighter Pryor began his quest to raise money for the American Lung Association back in 2014, representing the Bridgeport Fire Department at an event in Boston. Since Firefighter Pryor has raised close to $1,000 for the American Lung Association and continues to work on raising funds for this worthy cause. Congratulations, Mr. Pryor. Our next recipient goes to Firefighter Keith Meritorious. Firefighter Meritorious is being recognized today for aiding the department with the use of his drone at the Remington fire back in 2014. The footage provided that day gave the incident commander an aerial view of the building, which is always crucial when making important decisions. The video loop that everyone witnessed as you walked into the facility here was courtesy of Keith Meritorious. Congratulations, Keith. Our next letter of recognition goes to pump engineer Keith Williams. Pump engineer Keith Williams is being recognized today for his off-duty efforts in running the Stratford Avenue Food Bank and organizing Santa's Last Stop every Christmas. Pump engineer Williams has been involved in both efforts for over 20 years. 3 Thursdays out of the month, the food bank provides food for those in need, along with a Thanksgiving dinner if requested. Santa's Last Stop is offered to children every year on Christmas. Any child is eligible. They're allowed to take 2 gifts as long as they take a book along with them. Congratulations, Mr. Williams. Our next letter goes to all of the members of Engine Company 12. If anyone is here from Engine 12, please come up. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, each year Engine 12 coordinates the annual food drive and toy distribution for the Bridgeport Fire Department. It takes more than just one person to put forth this effort. It's a group effort. All of the members from Engine 12 chip in for this worthy cause, and the preparation is a real honor. Congratulations. Our next letter of recognition goes to all of the members from Engine and Ladder 10. Any members from Engine 10 and Ladder 10, please come up. The members of Engine and Ladder 10 coordinate fundraising efforts by selling breast cancer t-shirt awareness every year. The fundraising is capped off with a breakfast that's provided by the members of Engine and Ladder 10 the day of the breast cancer walk. It takes place down in Seaside Park. The members of Engine and Ladder 10 take great pride in this event. Congratulations, members. Our next letter of recognition goes to retired pump engineer Tim Richmond. Retired pump engineer Tim Richmond has donated countless hours leading the Bridgeport Fire Department Honor Guard for years. We could always count on Tim to come through. There's been numerous times when Tim has rearranged his schedule to make good with the Honor Guard. For that, we thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Richmond. At this time, I'd like to call up Assistant Chief Clerk, Lieutenant Sam Mohammed, Pump Engineer Daniel Magri, Firefighter Anthony Santiago, Firefighter Christian Teague, along with Captain Andrew Ellis, Lieutenant Joseph McNellis, Firefighter Richard Olivier, and Firefighter James Kozlowski. This letter of recognition goes to these members who made up Rescue 5 and Ladder 5 at the scene of a building fire, where members encountered a trapped civilian behind a security gate. Firefighters worked to free the civilian under dangerous conditions and transfer care to EMS with burns. 6 months later, the individual returned to the firehouse to thank the members. A thank you from an individual who was truly in need is what this job is all about. True gratification. Congratulations, guys. Our next letter of recognition goes to the Bridgeport Fire Department Maintenance Division. Being recognized today, newly promoted Fire Inspector Thomas Hanko, Assistant Superintendent Tenny Landwehr, Fire Equipment Mechanic Frank Vuoso, and Fire Equipment Mechanic Robert Spiegel. The members of the Maintenance Division work tirelessly to keep our fleet keep the fleet on the road and equipment in working order. They also deal with unexpected emergencies at all times of the night. This division also maintains all of the fire hydrants in the city of Bridgeport, along with being responsible for snow removal at all 8 fire stations. Congratulations, man. Our next letter of recognition goes to Vazis. Is anyone here from Vazis? Oh, great. Ladies and gentlemen, Vazis has been there to support the city and the department when needed most. We've had significant weather events recently, long duration incidents where Vazis was able to provide food and beverages. Their desire to help and deal with first responders is not going unnoticed. Thank you very much and congratulations. Our last letter of recognition goes to the Leary Firefighters Foundation. Do we have anyone here from the Leary Foundation? Back in 2017, Chief Thode applied for a grant for about $35,000 to replace the then aging safety officer vehicle. Through his tenacity and hard work, the department and Chief Thode was granted that particular grant. This vehicle allows the department to transport excess equipment, have a much more reliable vehicle for one of the most important department positions that we have right now, which is a 24-hour safety officer. For that, thank you very much and congratulations to Leary Fund. Our next round of representations will be the unit citations. This goes back to February 9th of 2013, involving Battalion 2, Engine 6, Ladder 6, and Spare Engine 5. A shift was working that day. At this time, I'd like to call up retired Assistant Chief Ismail Pamalis, Lieutenant Glenn Christie, who made up Battalion 2 that day. Members from Engine 6 were Captain John Botsko, Pump Engineer Bob Costishin, Firefighter Craig Morgan. Here to accept for deceased firefighter Jimmy Jones is Nyron Jones, his son. Members from Ladder 6, Lieutenant Timothy Batone, here to accept for deceased firefighter Dave Gato, his wife Jennifer Gato. And also newly promoted Fire Inspector Joseph Carr. The members who made up Spare Engine 5 that day were Lieutenant Robert Novak, Pump Engineer Keith Williams, Firefighter Thomas Sansonetti, and Firefighter Greg Hickox. During Winter Storm Nemo, these members trekked out into waist-deep snow and high winds to locate civilians trapped by the blizzard. One was trapped in a car, the other disabled on a sidewalk. It took an extended period of time and called for the crews to split up and travel in opposite directions. Upon locating civilians, company members attended to the medical and emotional care of both patients. Their exemplary focus while putting themselves directly in harm's way is a testament to their dedication and professionalism, and a great credit to the department. Congratulations. Our next unit citation goes to Ladder 10 C Shift for February 13th, 2013. Captain Richard Skoog, Pump Engineer Mike Kamzik, Firefighter John Maglione, and Lieutenant Dennis Gerbley. In the aftermath of Storm Nemo, Ladder 10 responded to a reported structure fire with an occupant trapped on the second floor. Upon arrival, members were met by the Bridgeport Police Department, who informed them that there was a gunman who was barricaded inside. With the Bridgeport SWAT team and weapons drawn to cover them, Ladder 10 raised the ground ladder to rescue the occupant from the second floor, while the fire was still burning and the gunman still at large. They regrouped to coordinate their fire attack with the police as they stormed the house to apprehend the suspect. These firefighters showed true and extraordinary courage under fire. Congratulations. Our next unit citation goes to Ladder 6 D Shift, September 11th, 2014. Lieutenant Greg Daly, deceased firefighter Dave Gato, accepting for Firefighter Gato is his wife, Jennifer Gato. Fire Inspector Joe Carr. Company members exhibited professionalism, tactical proficiency, and determination while directly exposed to extreme heat and flames, while debris from explosions were all over. The result of their efforts were no civilian casualties or loss of life, and the protection of the entire neighborhood adjacent to the burning structure. Congratulations. Our next unit citation goes to Engine 4 B Shift, September 14th, 2014. Lieutenant Joseph Kirkland Jr., retired pump engineer William Reslow, Firefighter David Diaz, and Firefighter Andrew Smurgo. Company members encountered intense heat, greatly reduced maneuverability and visibility due to the heavy fire load. Engine 4's heroic and exceptional teamwork overcame these obstacles to extinguish the flames and effect the rescue of a life in imminent peril. Gentlemen, congratulations. Our next unit citation goes to Ladder 6 B Shift, February 21st, 2015. Lieutenant Lee Williamson, deceased acting driver Jimmy Jones, accepting for him will be his son Nyron, Firefighter Pedro Gonzalez, and Firefighter Derek Villani. Ladder 6 responded to this structure fire and were tasked with performing an additional search of the building. Their efforts were impeded by locked doors and a considerable amount of debris blocking their way. Upon performing forcible entry and removing the debris, they heard a cry of help from the apartment where the fire originated. Acting swiftly, they were able to locate the civilian who was disoriented and panicking due to the smoke and fire, cutting off their escape route. Ladder 6 quickly and safely removed him from harm's way, demonstrating superior teamwork and professionalism. Congratulations. Our next unit citation goes to Ladder 5 and Rescue 5, D Shift, 124 Lindley Street, March 2nd, 2015. Will the following members come up? Captain Ellis, Lieutenant Joe McNellis, Pump Engineer Dan Magri, Firefighter Michael Schenk, Firefighter Michael Mendez, Firefighter Richard Olivier, Firefighter Miles Rich, Retired Captain Kenneth Domshine, and Retired Firefighter Charles Porzelt. Encountering heavy smoke and fire conditions, company members conducted a search without the protection of a hose line. With diligence and skill, they located and removed the civilian who became disoriented and trapped in the smoke. They then re-entered the structures to assist with extinguishment efforts, exhibiting great professionalism and dedication to duty. Congratulations. Our next unit citation goes to Engine 1 along with Zodiac 1, B Shift, August 7, 2016. Lieutenant Jacob Hall, Lieutenant Matt Falzerano, Pump Engineer Stanley Sabitsky, and Firefighter Alex Alfaro. Engine 1 responded with Zodiac 1 to a report of a victim in the water. Their diligent and frequent training with Zodiac 1 enabled them to launch the craft quickly. The civilian was swiftly located and removed from the water before his condition deteriorated. Medical care began en route to the dock, where he was rapidly transferred to EMS for further treatment and transported to the hospital. This seamless transition kept the continuity of care for the patient intact. Is a testament to the dedication and abilities of these firefighters. Congratulations. Our next unit citation goes to Ladder 11 and Rescue 5, A Shift, April 22nd, 2017, for a motor vehicle accident on North Avenue. Emily McGrath, could you please come up? Also, the following members come up. Lieutenant Mike Meehan, Lieutenant Pete Morato, Firefighter Mark Bogard, Firefighter Timothy Landock, Firefighter John Lucas, Firefighter James Bonascani, Firefighter Angel Cintron, retired pump engineer Rich Messer, and retired firefighter Juan DeVilla. Members on Ladder 11 and Rescue 5 responded to an accident scene involving an ambulance this day. The ambulance was sideswiped by a speeding car and forced into a tree, causing severe entrapment of the front seat passenger, who happened to be Emily McGrath. The patient, an EMS student then, required several procedures, multiple tools, both hydraulic and power, to extricate her. It took nearly an hour to complete the operation. In that time, firefighters demonstrated tactical proficiency and great empathy as they constantly communicated with the patient, checking on her level of pain, informing her of their tactics. Their great skill and humanity spurred her on to complete her EMS training and heightened her desire to become a member of the emergency services community. Congratulations. Our next unit citation goes to Engine 4 and Fireboat 233, B shift, July 23rd, 2017. Will the following members come up? Lieutenant Thomas Connolly, Pump Engineer Mike DeFranzo, Firefighter David Gasso, and Firefighter Thomas Coolidge. While conducting a training exercise, Engine 4 intercepted a distress call from a vessel on Long Island Sound. Due to their constant maritime training and familiarity with the waterway, they were able to locate the craft quickly. Exhibiting skilled seamanship, Engine 4 docked even though the seas were rough. They safely removed 6 souls from the boat before it sank. One of the victims required first aid. Their actions pay tribute to the fact that BFD is prepared to protect and save citizens wherever danger might befall them, land or sea. Congratulations. Our next unit citation is for Ladder Company 5, D shift, January 12, 2016. Lieutenant Andrew Ellis, actually now Captain Andrew Ellis. Retired Pump Engineer Charles Pozell. Lieutenant Joe McNellis, and Firefighter Richard Olivier. Ladder 5 responded to the scene of a motor vehicle accident only to find a fire heavily involved in the engine compartment with 3 people trapped inside. Using only portable extinguishers, Ladder 5 darkened the flames down until the engine company arrived to extinguish it. They then assisted Rescue 5 in extricating the civilians, exhibiting noteworthy teamwork and skill. Congratulations. Our next unit citation is for Battalion 2, Engine 6, Ladder 6, Rescue 5, and Safety Officer 1 for May 14, 2016. Assistant Chief Harold Clark, Lieutenant Bill Borowski, Lieutenant Alberto Diaz, Pump Engineer Fernando Martins, Lieutenant Timothy Batone, Pump Engineer Daniel Russo, Captain Frank Bridge, Firefighter Craig Morgan, Firefighter Dave Otero, Lieutenant Nicole Dundee Pittman, Lieutenant Mohammed, retired Pump Engineer John Lurson, Firefighter David Diaz, Firefighter Thomas Dunleavy, and retired Firefighter Thomas Hurley, along with Safety Officer Lieutenant Lawrence Donnelly. These companies were dispatched to the scene of a motor vehicle accident where extrication was required. Upon arrival, they discovered that the patient was firefighter Jimmy Jones. Although overwhelmed with emotion, the officers and firefighters displayed unflinching commitment to completing the task of extricating a brother firefighter. While the loss of firefighter Jones deeply saddens us, we take immense pride in the exemplary manner in which our members perform under the most trying circumstances. Congratulations. Our next unit citation is for Engine Company 15, C Shift, December 19, 2017. Firefighter Christian T, Pump Engineer Eric Levine, Firefighter Paul Duche, and Firefighter Terrence Kramer. Engine 15 responded to a report of a single pedestrian struck by a vehicle, only to be faced with a multiple casualty incident spanning the entire city block. Company members addressed various tasks with expedience and skill. Engine 15 took command of the entire scene, tended to the emergency care of multiple patients, supported the extrication operation, and preserved evidence for the police, all with initially limited resources. These firefighters held themselves to the highest degree of professionalism and exhibited exemplary dedication to the duty. Congratulations. At this time, I'd like to call up Captain Sanzo to announce the pre-hospital childbirth awards.
This award is given to the company or individual who successfully assisted in the pre-hospital delivery of a child. These are pretty special. Often we're seeing the last breath, and to be there when the first breath of life is brought into this world is very special. Engine Company 3, Acting Lieutenant David Leonard, Pump Engineer Sheila Vega, Lieutenant Jesse Cito, Firefighter Ryan Kane. For outstanding teamwork and effort that led to a successful pre-hospital delivery in which the umbilical cord was wrapped around the infant's neck and the baby was blue in color. Crew members clamped the cord, cut the cord, and allowed the baby to begin breathing. This birth occurred on January 9th, 2015 on Lee Avenue. Engine Company 15, Lieutenant Pete Mosley, Retired Pump Engineer Tim Richmond, Firefighter Brian Coundry, and Firefighter Ron Reed. For outstanding teamwork and efforts that led to the successful pre-hospital delivery in which upon arrival, crews could hear a woman screaming with contraction and pain. Members and medics quickly entered the dwelling and determined that delivery was imminent. They comforted the mother, clamped the cord, cut the cord, and packaged the patient and the baby for transport to the hospital. This birth occurred October 16th, 2016, on Virginia Avenue. Engine 12, Lieutenant Kevin Higgins, Pump Engineer Victor Lewis, Firefighter Victor Kraft, and Firefighter Earl King. For outstanding teamwork and efforts that led to the successful pre-hospital delivery of a baby girl. Crew members were able to calm down a distraught father while assisting the mother during contractions. Delivering and packaging their new bundle of joy. This birth occurred November 6, 2016 on Glendale Avenue. Engine Company number 3, Lieutenant Marcus Dierna, Pump Engineer Eric Resco, Firefighter Ryan Kane, and Firefighter Daniel Reslow. For outstanding teamwork and efforts that led to the successful pre-hospital delivery in which crew members discovered a newborn child in a bassinet, not breathing and turning blue. The infant survived as a result of the crew's quick decision to clamp the cord and cut the umbilical cord, suction the airway, and administer oxygen. This birth occurred November 19th, 2017, Poplar Street. Ladder Company 10, Captain Ron LaFlamme, Firefighter Michael Lupa, Firefighter Nicholas Porzel, and Firefighter Mohammed Khan. For outstanding teamwork and efforts that led to the successful pre-hospital delivery in which crew members responded to a mother giving birth to her 7th child. Members assisted with the delivery, cleared the newborn's airway, and were underway to cut the umbilical cord when the medics arrived. The childbirth occurred November 22nd on Arctic Street. Ladder Company number 6, Lieutenant Joseph McNellis, Firefighters Adalberto Plantes, Firefighter Darren Carroll, and Firefighter Angel Cintron. For outstanding teamwork and efforts that led to a successful pre-hospital delivery in which the crew members assisted and supported the mother throughout her contractions and delivery. Members suctioned and cleared the baby's airway, clamped the umbilical cord, and enabled the father to cut the cord. The childbirth occurred December 2nd, 2017 on Martin Luther King Drive.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Deputy Chief Ron Rolfe to announce the Zachary Herman Senior Firefighter of the Year Award.
Good afternoon. Thanks for everybody coming. This award here, I look at the list of individuals that were chosen, and I have to say that probably most of them touched my career. They're all 30-year people and really make a difference, especially as a company officer in the firehouse. The administration, oh, that's me, puts a lot of stress and a lot of tasks on our company officers, and the senior members that ride the companies really need to step up and help train a lot of our new, younger firefighters. So, the Zachary Herman Senior Firefighter Award, awarded to the firefighter or pumper engineer who has achieved a minimum of 15 years of exemplary service. In his or her tenure, they have shown themselves to be an invaluable member of their assigned company and the department at whole. Their officers hold them in esteem of contributing to the company's tactical proficiencies and cohesiveness. They have exhibited a willingness to mentor those with less time and experience in firefighting skills and day-to-day firehouse operations. They shall have earned the respect of their peers, superiors, and have comported themselves in a professional manner when they respond to emergencies, interact with the public, and while in firehouse, proving they have earned the unsung rank within our ranks exemplified by a firefighter Herman. Would the following members please come to the front? Firefighter Michael Candela. Firefighter Juan Davila, retired. Firefighter Timothy Guys. Firefighter Brian Coundry. Pumper Engineer Victor Lewis. Firefighter Daniel Lynch. Firefighter Tyler Mores. Firefighter David Otero. Firefighter Alberto Planas Sr. Firefighter Seferino Rivera. Firefighter Charles Porzel, retired. Fire Inspector Joseph Taylor, retired. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Armando Cora will announce the Lieutenant Phil Reeves Training Leadership Award. This award is presented to the company officer or chief officer who best exemplifies what a true leader is, both on the fire ground and in the firehouse. The recipient must possess a strong command presence, be a knowledgeable teacher, a patient mentor, and be a student of the profession. The recipient should be actively involved in making improvements to the department and taking steps to assure the safety of its members. First award goes to Lieutenant Michael Donovan of Safety Officer 1. Lieutenant Donovan is a 20-year department veteran. He's assigned as the safety and training officer for A shift. His no-nonsense approach to hands-on training sessions is second to none. He is informative and attentive to the members' needs. He was instrumental in writing a training program for the SBA upgrade in 2016. Lieutenant Donovan also wrote the RIT training program in 2017. In addition to those two modules, he has written several other training programs which have benefited the department. He serves on the safety committee and teaches throughout the region on a wide variety of topics. Lieutenant Donovan is one of the most highly educated and knowledgeable officers in the department. He has contributed to authoring National Fire Service training textbooks. His commitment to our profession makes our work environment a safer place, which benefits the community as a whole. Our next recipient is Captain Nicholas Esposito of Rescue Company 5. Captain Nicholas Esposito is a firefighter's firefighter.
In his 19 years on the job, he has worked in some of the busiest companies in the department. As a company officer, he is well known for his late-night training sessions and is always willing to make time to teach a skill to an interested member. Captain Esposito has served various positions in the department, including safety and training. He has served on the safety committee for several years as both a union representative and now as a representative for the chief. He is a patient mentor to new firefighters and a calming force at emergency scenes. He has an extensive knowledge of many disciplines of technical rescue and firefighting. His extensive background in the safety field has helped him to make many contributions which have made the job safer. He served as the fire department liaison for the Next Gen Computer Dispatching Program and coordinated the physical fitness program for the department, for which he successfully obtained a federal grant. Captain Esposito is the kind of leader we hope more young officers strive to be. Dynamic, educated, respected, and trusted. He is all that is good about the job. Our next recipient of the award is Lieutenant Peter Murato of Rescue Company 5. Over the last 8 years of his 18 years of service, Lieutenant Murato has been a well-respected company officer. Chiefs have monitored multiple training sessions given by him, and they all go above and beyond the normal daily training. His extensive background in training both on and off duty allow him to share the knowledge, skills, and ability with other members of the department. His leadership ability is evident both in the firehouse and at the emergency scene. Lieutenant Murato also shares his knowledge as a member of the safety committee and has helped initiate many safety changes in our department. He has been responsible for designing our turnout gear and many pieces of technical rescue equipment. He sets the standard for leadership on his shift and is admired and respected by his peers and subordinates. The members he mentors are better trained and more confident in their abilities because of the dedication of Lieutenant Murato. Our next recipient is Lieutenant Glenn Christie, Safety Officer 1. Unfortunately, Lieutenant Christie could not join us. Lieutenant Glenn Christie has shown himself receptive to firefighters, including rookies who have questions. He is well-versed in SOPs, department rules, and regulations. However, that is a small part of what or who he is. Lieutenant Christie is patient with all he works with. He's very dependable, and if he says he will do something or look something up for you, rest assured that it will happen. He's also proved to be a student of our craft, continuously educating himself as a firefighter, lieutenant, and safety officer. If you see him in the firehouse, he is usually smiling or laughing, but on the fireground, his face shows his focus is unwavering from the task at hand. Be a second set of eyes on the alert for danger. As a man of character and faith, not only does he teach about firefighting, he also helped countless men and women on the job with personal difficulties. Lieutenant Christie is a great example to aspiring officers on how a boss should act. Our next recipient is Captain Giovanni Sanzo of the Special Services Division. Captain Sanzo is one of the original 3 captains initially assigned in the Special Services Division. He often must wear many hats and multicast during the day. He authored the rookie skill books, which all probationary firefighters now must complete during their probation. He is responsible for the monthly department-wide company training schedule. Captain Sanzo is the liaison for all training classes that are held by the Connecticut Fire Academy in Bridgeport. For several months, he has served as the acting assistant chief of the Special Services Division, which requires him to supervise the whole division. His drive and passion has helped to make our department better trained and better equipped.
Our next award will be the first Tony Walton Medical Service Award. Here today from the Walton family is Daniel Walton, his wife, and his daughter, Zaisha. Zaisha, could you come up, please? Daniel's there also. This award is presented for an outstanding act performed on a medical call or to a member who has trained members in medical procedures. It can also be given to a member who has helped to implement a new EMS program or research medical equipment for the department to purchase. The recipients should be strong proponents of the EMS system and its delivery. The first recipient of the Tony Walton Award goes to firefighter Mario Eckford, Engine 12. On September 16, 2014, Engine 12 is dispatched to a person who was choking. Engine 12 arrived and found an unresponsive elderly male not breathing. Mario Eckford performed the Heimlich maneuver and was able to clear the obstruction. He assisted with ventilations and the patient began to breathe on his own. The patient was transported to the hospital and made a full recovery. If it were not for the swift actions of firefighter Eckford, the patient would not have survived. Congratulations. The next recipient of the Tony Walton Award is firefighter Christian Teague from Engine 15 C Shift. Firefighter Christian Teague is a 22-year department veteran who is very dedicated in helping people in need. His compassion for helping people is shown with his calm demeanor and excellent bedside manner. He continues to treat everyone as if they were part of his family. Firefighter T cared for a patient at the scene of a narcotics overdose, reviving the patient, showing empathy and dignity for the patient, only to learn later on that the patient had a connection to the fire service. Firefighter T continues to educate himself and has become an advanced EMT and EMS instructor. Congratulations. Our next recipient for the Tony Walton Award is Lieutenant Josh Benderoff, Safety 1 D Shift. While assigned to Safety 1, Lieutenant Josh Benderoff was responsible for the department's EMS supplies and associated programs. He redesigned our medical bags to better accommodate equipment that we carry and to avoid contamination. He coordinated the Narcan program back in 2016 and set up a tracking program for the drug expiration dates. He streamlined a tracking system and ordering process for all of our medical supplies that the Bridgeport Fire Department utilizes. The efforts of Lieutenant Benderoff has helped the members of this department excel in pre-hospital EMS delivery and made our community a safer place. Congratulations. The next recipient is firefighter David Leonard from Rescue 5 C Shift. Firefighter Leonard has a passion for EMS. He works diligently with the Special Services Division to train the new recruits as emergency medical responders, serving as an EMS instructor. He has worked on several EMS-based programs for the department, including trauma, active shooter, mass casualty, and a Narcan administration. His knowledge and enthusiasm makes the training interesting and relevant. The citizens of Bridgeport are better served by these initiatives. Thanks for the efforts of Firefighter Leonard. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Captain Foss from Engine 1 B Shift. Captain Foss was one of the original captains assigned to the Special Services Division after the department restructured in 2017. He was assigned the role of Department Safety Officer and EMS Liaison. Captain Voss also serves the city as an EMT, giving him firsthand knowledge of trends and procedures in our related emergency medicine. He coordinated EMS training and assisted with the implementation of several department-wide EMS programs, including Narcan, mass casualty incidents. He sat on several EMS committees and assisted with several upgrades to our EMS equipment. Congratulations, Captain Voss. Our next recipient is Firefighter Jose Cotto from Engine 3 B Shift. In the fall of 2017, Firefighter Cotto was school supply shopping with his daughter when he heard a woman holding a child yelling and helping and asking for help in a parking lot. As he approached the frantic mother, he observed that the child was not breathing. Along with the blocked airway, the child was cyanotic. Firefighter Cotto grabbed the child and applied several back blows in an attempt to dislodge the object. He then turned the child over and was able to remove a large piece of candy which had obstructed the airway. The child then began to breathe and EMS was notified to evaluate the patient. The child made a full recovery thanks to the quick actions of Firefighter Cotto. Our next award presentation will be for the Meritorious Citation. The Meritorious Citation are given to individuals within the department as a tribute to their personal sacrifice to this community, to making it safer for fire, tragedies, and human suffering. It is meant to be the finest tribute this department can offer in place of its honored medals to deserving firefighters. We sincerely trust that it will always command a place and respect and admiration in the homes of these individuals so honored by those who may view it. Ladies and gentlemen, today's first Meritorious Citation goes to Pump Engineer James Carnes. On December 20th, 2013, Pump Engineer Carnes was on his way to work from Danbury when he stopped at a gas station to fill up his car. While at the gas station, Pump Engineer Carnes went above the call of duty. While pulling away from the gas station, he noticed a man in his vehicle on fire. Pump Engineer Carnes stopped his vehicle and directed the gas station attendant to get a fire extinguisher and call 911. Not knowing how long it would take for the attendant to return, Pump Engineer Carnes retrieved his personal extinguisher from his car. Upon returning, the person in the vehicle had been extinguished by the gas station attendant, who used a dry chem extinguisher. Pump Engineer Carnes knew the victim would probably have an effect from the dry chem extinguisher. Carnes was able to provide basic life support by monitoring the patient's airway, and a backup call was made to 911 in case the gas station attendant forgot to make the call. Not having any medical equipment to treat the burns or removing the clothing, Pump Engineer Carnes used his pocket knife to cut the clothing and loosen a restrictive neck tie. When the ambulance arrived, Pump Engineer Carnes assisted Danbury Ambulance with packaging the patient. Congratulations. Our next Meritorious Citation goes to Firefighter Derek Villani. On the morning of February 21st, 2015, Ladder 6 was dispatched to a structure fire on Park Street. On arrival, Lieutenant Lee Williamson and Derek Villani went to the rear of the structure when they were encountered by a locked door. Upon forcing the door, Lieutenant Williamson and Firefighter Villani conducted a search where he encountered an enormous amount of debris behind the forced door. Firefighter Villani hastily removed the debris in order to make entry into the apartment. Once inside, he heard a voice calling out for help. Firefighter Villani made his way through the kitchen and to the front room, where he found a confused and distraught young man running around a room charged with heavy smoke. The young man was attempting to exit the front of the structure where he had entered. Unfortunately, his means of egress was blocked with heat and fire. The young man was frantically trying to find another way out when Firefighter Villani grabbed the man, brought him out to the rear door, then forced his way out to the rear of the building. Congratulations, Derek Villani. Our next award presentation will be the Medal of Merit. The Medal of Merit is the third highest award the Bridgeport Fire Department can bestow upon one of its members and the entire member of its rating in its class. It is given for an act involving a degree of danger, properly characterized as unusual personal risk, together with good judgment, zeal, ingenuity during emergency operations. This Medal of Merit goes to retired pump engineer Richard Messer and retired firefighter and current Bridgeport police officer Bobby Hernandez. Units responded to a working structure fire November 19th, 2014 on the second floor. Units fought their way up the interior stairs through the smoke with the hose line. The incident commander informed all companies that there was an occupant trapped inside on the second floor. The bulk of the fire was knocked down. Pump engineer Messer and firefighter Hernandez teamed up to conduct a primary search of the second floor. They found an unconscious person behind the locked door and removed her to the second floor landing, where fellow firefighters assisted with the occupant's removal. She was provided medical attention by AMR and survived the incident. Both members acted quickly under extreme conditions to rescue the occupant from untenable conditions. Congratulations. Our next award presentation will be the Medal of Valor. The Medal of Valor is the second highest award the Bridgeport Fire Department can bestow upon one of its members. It is given for an act involving great personal risk, together with the skillful use of judgment, zeal, or integrity, while the performance of a rescue or preservation of human life during emergency operations. The Medal of Valor for 2013 goes to Fire Inspector Richard Minfield. In the early morning hours of September 17, 2013, off-duty firefighter, rookie firefighter Minfield, was awoken in his multifamily home by the odor of smoke. Firefighter Minfield investigated and found heavy smoke coming from the side of the house. He quickly woke up his family and helped them exit to the building across the street for safety. Once his family was safe, his duty as a firefighter kicked in. Performed the 360 as Lieutenant Mangiamelli once taught him. In the rear of the house, he observed a disoriented female in the apartment of origin. She had sustained burns and was unable to evacuate. Without the protection of personal protective equipment or breathing apparatus, firefighter Minfield entered the apartment in almost untenable conditions with high heat and limited visibility. He placed the woman over his shoulders and removed her to safety across the street, where he gave her his shirt off his back. Just as the fire department units arrived, the woman sustained burns and was transported to the burn unit at the Bridgeport Hospital for treatment. If it were not for the quick actions of firefighter Minfield, there was no doubt that the victim would not have survived much longer. His actions that morning were selfless and in the highest honor of the Bridgeport Fire Department. Our next Medal of Valor goes to firefighter Jose Cotto, 2018. In the winter of 2018, off-duty firefighter Cotto was walking with his family at Beardsley Park when he observed a young child playing on a retaining wall above the pond. He then saw the child slip and fall into the deep water. He immediately ran to assist the now struggling child. He initially tried to reach him with a long branch, which came up short. Seeing no other alternative and without protection of a flotation device, firefighter Cotto swam several yards out to the child, who was in 10 feet of water and drifting towards the drain culvert under the road. The child was bobbing up and down under the water and was close to being fully submerged. Firefighter Carter was able to safely approach the child and remove him back to shore for the care of his mother. Firefighter Carter then ran to his vehicle and retrieved his station linen and covered the child with his blanket. Without consideration for his own safety, Firefighter Carter acted to save the life of one of Bridgeport's youngest residents. His actions that day placed him in great personal risk and displayed great courage and judgment. Congratulations. Our last award presentation is a special recognition award to the Bridgeport Fire Chief, Richard Thode, from the Bridgeport Fire Department. On August figures. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, on August 8th of 2018 this year, Chief Thode was announced as the recipient of the Alan Brunasini Fire Service Executive Safety Award. There's no surprise to anyone that knows Chief Thode. He's been committed to health and safety for the Bridgeport Fire Department members for over 30 years. After the line of duty deaths in 2010, Chief Thode was instrumental in redesigning the radio system, implementing speaker mics with the emergency buttons, developing a Mayday policy that has been adopted by mutual aid partners, and upgrading all of our air packs so that we are now compliant. Chief Thode also spent 15 years as a member of the safety committee and understands that it's not just equipment that's going to create a safety culture, it's also training. I want to thank Chief Thode for changing the culture in this Bridgeport Fire Department and making all of it. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, the mic just ran out, but this concludes our award ceremony this year. I want to thank everyone for coming. I have to say a special thank you to all of the members of the awards committee, Chief Donofrio, Chief Hathaway, Captain Ellis, Lieutenant Novak, Pumping Engineer Silva, Lieutenant Porter, and Firefighter Christian Team. We worked literally to the last minute to pull this off. Thank you so much, Chief Meritorious, for providing the video link, and of course, Gail Batillo. We introduced Gail Batillo basically probably our last 3 meetings, and she was able to take what we had on the table and turn it into something. So she turned much into something. Gail, wherever you are, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Reverend Castillo.
I would like to present to you the President of the Council of the City of Bridgeport.
Thank you. I want to congratulate all of the members of Bridgeport Fire Department and Chief Thode. It is a selfless act every day that you go out there and protect the residents of the City of Bridgeport. And as a leader, I believe Chief Thode is very proactive, and as I see why he's so proactive, he's a great fire department who's proactive and always making it a better and safer Bridgeport. So thank you all, and God bless you. On behalf of the mayor and the entire city council, we just wanted to make a brief remark and sympathize with what has happened in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I have a few words on behalf of myself, Simon Castillo, and the entire Bridgeport delegation. Today, we unite ourselves with the Jewish community, especially the members of the Tree of Life Synagogue in Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. We are praying for them and their families so that God strengthen them in this time of mourning and suffering, along with all of those families who have been impacted by this. Thank you again, and have a great evening.
We're going to lay the benediction. Are you okay? Heavenly Father, we are before you present to give you thanks for allowing us to celebrate this event so important for all. Lord, bless in this moment each one of the persons who are here in this room. Let your face shine upon all of them, and let your peace be in their heart all the day, all the time. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we pray and ask. Amen. The peace of God be with each one of you forever. Amen.
Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell them the video, or do you want to just